So this year, I am on the mission to cancel the term woman empowerment.
So you want to cancel the term woman
The
empowerment.
term, because a lot of feminist groups are starting to look for me now.
Okay.
The works have to go on. Why cancel the term woman empowerment? Because we need to talk about women of power. Because that's the reality. And a lot of young boys, when they hear woman empowerment, what do they think? Our women are powerless. They need support. They need to be empowered. When the women hear woman empowerment, or the girls decide, yeah, we are weak, we are never good enough, never beautiful enough, we need to be empowered. So my point is, woman empowerment need to be cancelled, the term, and we need to introduce humanity empowerment.
It's beautiful. So we need to step up from
Yeah.
woman empowerment to humanity empowerment. A very good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to another episode of the Re-Engineered podcast, and myself, Madhusmita Nayak, your host. And today we have a very beautiful guest in our show who is not only resilient, but she's very versatile. And the most important thing is that her journey resembles creativity and personal development. She's none other than Zai Miztiq. Welcome, Zai, to the podcast, and it's a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Madhu, for having me.
And I was going through your journey. It's so much talks about re-engineering, and you having such a multifaceted background, starting from entrepreneurship, artistry, and coaching, and whatnot.
Yes.
How would you able to manage such diversified backgrounds and find a purpose within?
That's a very great question and a big question. So I've been an entrepreneur the last 22 years, traveled to more than 37 countries, and I always do things that make meaning,
Okay.
and things always come to me. Like my
Okay.
latest one is I keep meeting wives of CEO who are so amazing, and I think they are not mentioned, not recognized, and not people don't know about them. For example, the wife of Muhammad Ali, the boxer. I just
Yes.
met her, and I'm like, wait, there is a wife of Muhammad Ali, and she was the one who made him who he is. And behind every successful man is
There
a
is a
woman.
woman.
A woman. Too many women will be problem for the man. Yeah.
Woman. Yes.
Yes.
So coming to that, you have traveled how many countries you have mentioned?
37.
37
Yes.
countries. And what is the biggest learning that you have taken from this traveling to 37 countries?
One of my most beautiful learning curve would be, of course, cultural exchange, enjoying the food and everything. But when I was especially living in Japan, I realized that I went there with very few Japanese words. And the energy exchange is more meaningful, and it's a universal language that a lot of people need to enjoy and not feel a division.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why did you travel to Japan?
Oh, so my very first business was Miztiq Henna and Body Art. That's how I
Okay.
got my name, Zai Miztiq.
Okay.
So with Miztiq and Henna and Body Art, I brought henna art to Japan. I was teaching henna art there, doing henna art for the Japanese, and it was supposed to be a fun 2 weeks stay, and eventually it became a 6 month stay.
Oh, amazing.
And,
So from few weeks to 6 months.
Yeah, because I didn't expect that kind of attention and attraction.
And welcoming.
And yeah, they loved everything ethnic, bohemic, and the fact that I'm brown and Indian. I think it was an amazing welcome, actually. Yeah.
And what did you bring along with you when you left Japan?
Oh, the adab and akhlaq, the ethics and the mannerism of the Japanese, how clean they are, and they're just so kind. Yeah. And of course, I fell in love with Japanese food a lot.
I love the disciplined life that they lead. So did you experience that?
I think I was more the artist. I met a lot of hippie, happy Japanese people. I don't know about the discipline part, because I feel a bit worried about how there's a lot of pressure for students, for people at work. So they are disciplined, they are clean, they are organized. But in the structure and the system, I think, yeah, it can be better.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have met with a very tragic car accident.
Yes.
And which really took a U-turn in your journey.
Yeah.
Can you talk about it a little bit?
So in April 2005, I met with an accident. I was a passenger at the back of a taxi.
Where?
In Singapore.
Okay.
And the driver fell asleep. He hit the back of an army trailer, and I should have actually died, or doctor said I could have been paralyzed. So there's 8 screws, 2 metal rods on my back right now.
Okay.
So it left a fusion implant on my back, but I think that was one of the best things that happened for me.
How many days it took you to heal completely?
To heal completely, until now, there is still pain and stuff when I get tired and all. I need to rest and pace myself. But I was bedridden for 3 weeks.
Okay.
I was on self-control morphine for about 3 weeks in the hospital, and I couldn't move. Like, even just to turn right or to turn left, I had to self-control morphine, wait a minute, and then move. So I think it took me almost 6 to 8 months to learn how to walk again. Okay. After 6 to 8 months, I went for physio and stuff, and I was telling doctors, I am bored, please help me, I need to learn how to walk again. So that's my learning journey from being a model and then learning how to walk again at the age of 25, and then
and it's quite it's a very big accident, and it actually changed your entire life. So what did you take out of that, and what was the biggest learning from that?
Wow, another big question. So a year into the accident, at first I think as a young person you're in denial, you're like, oh, whatever, I can rest now. But I think moving from victim to victor mindset is something that I talk a lot about in my trainings and coaching today, because
moving from victim to victor.
Yes.
Nice one.
That is re-engineering, right? But so moving from victim to victor, turning the pain into power, and then of course eventually questioning God. Why didn't I die? Why am I here? What do you want me to do? And then also a spiritual I wouldn't say ascension, but awakening to realize your bigger, higher purpose.
Incredible. Yeah. And what was that bigger purpose that you found out post-accident?
Well, at the end of the day, what was my biggest takeaway is serving God is in serving His creation. So after the accident, I started to relearn the religion again, Islam. I used to study in a Methodist school, by the way. Okay. I have Hindu friends, and I'm pretty diverse in that sense. Like, I believe in the oneness of God since young. No matter what your religion is, we are one soul made by one hand, right?
Correct.
And so that's why also I culturally adapt to wherever I go, because we are all soul beings, yeah. So when I realized that I could move from victim to victor, and I said, okay, I didn't die from the accident. I still have an able mind. My body may be slightly disabled because of the screws on the back. I said, what can I do for people?
So there is a bigger purpose behind.
What can I do for people? But in that interesting journey, I want to add on to this. I found that there was an inside-out healing that needed to take place. My inner being needed to be taken care of, an inner healing, inner child. Like, was I really taking care of myself? Why did the accident even take place? So that realization was, I needed to take a break and work inside out.
So you were too much into work and all, but that was the inner realization that you should take care of.
After the henna business, I was like celebrity henna artist in Singapore, because I got interviewed, I had friends, we were partying, traveled, making money and everything. But I said there was this annoying pain in the soul, like something was not right. I didn't take a break, so God had to pull the jam brake, and then my spine had to break.
Amazing. And it shows, like, there has to be something which drives you to find out your purpose.
Yeah, let's say that it's like God pulling you by your collar and saying, nah, come back to me.
It's time now.
Yeah, come back to me now. Yeah, do this. Yeah.
Interesting. And at the age of 42, you again enter your modeling career and you become a hijab model.
Yes.
What inspired you again?
Very interesting. So I've been living in Dubai the last 3 years. When I first came, my intention was to talk about step-up journey, education, empowerment, and everything. But I realized that, especially in the UAE, in Dubai, it is a fashion hub.
Yes,
More than
definitely.
anything. So I said, if I cannot introduce Step Up to Journey directly, what can I do more creatively?
Okay.
So this again for your audience, to re-engineer. You can have the same goal, but how do you find your way to achieve your goal?
Maybe we realign and we see what is actually getting aligned to a
So
purpose.
I said, I have been a model. I love fashion. I love makeup. I love beauty. And this is done by one of my designer friends
Okay.
here.
It looks
so
beautiful.
I became her hijab model.
Okay.
Accidentally. And I'm like, wait, I can do this. And those became the pictures on the cover of my books. And then I said, let's introduce Runway to Resilience.
Correct.
So,
and did you enjoy doing?
I do enjoy of course, I enjoy doing it, but right now also, like, things also step up. As the more you want, the thing about life is taking the first step first. When something's not working, you have to tweak and try something else and everything else. And right now, we're moving in the space of corporate training. We're doing CSR works. I'll be traveling to Kenya to do some women youth empowerment works. And then just taking the first step first to re-engineer and to revisit your intention and your goals to move forward.
Is this the significance of Step Up?
This is the core of what I do and what I preach. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
Step Up what does Step Up stands for?
So Step Up Journey was born because after my mom passed, I wanted to travel. I was sick and tired of Singapore. And then one day I was praying and suddenly this hashtag Step Up Journey came to me.
Okay.
I like this. And when I Googled it, it didn't appear anywhere. I'm like, kidding me.
Okay.
So that became the brand. But Step Up Journey would be, what it truly represents is a womb to tomb learning journey. It is a womb to tomb. Because the learning doesn't start just in school, from home, from when we are in the womb, what we hear, what we feel, the senses, and if we carry on, is the ancestral, what we pass on to our kids and what the kids bring forward to the world. So it's a womb to tomb experience. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And saying that, since when have you started this Step Up Journey campaign?
So Step Up Journey, the motivational training company is 10 years old.
Okay. Okay.
But the Step Up Journey name itself, or rather the hashtag, has been going on the last 5 years since I started traveling. But I think after so long, I think this year, big things are starting to happen, and I'm very excited for what's to come. And
many congratulations.
Yeah.
And good luck for that.
Thank you.
And you also traveled 2 years, you took 2 years break and you traveled to different countries to learn Arabic.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do and learn this language?
So for 2 years, I was in Jordan, Morocco, Yemen.
Okay.
What inspired me was, I'm from Singapore, but I don't necessarily love where I live, where I come from.
Okay.
Well, they say
But
the
why
grass.
is that so?
They say the grass is always greener
Yeah,
on the other
that's
side.
right.
But sometimes some places it's just your soul energy. Doesn't belong. I feel very suffocated. Also, I think because I lost my mama, I feel like, there's nothing left. But I have my family, my nieces, my grandnieces, grandnephews back home. So when I left, why I decided to learn Arabic, right? So was first I felt like I needed to get out. Number two, the bigger reason was because as Muslims, we learn how to recite Arabic, like Al-Fatiha, certain verses of the Quran. We pray. We recite, but we don't understand what we are reading.
Okay.
So I said, wait, I want to understand what I'm reading and I want to go and learn. But the cute thing is, or rather interesting thing is, so I always said, why is God so unfair? Why did he make the Arabs understand Arabic but not us?
Okay.
I want
so
to share
was
this.
Your factor.
No, but I want to share this. What
Okay.
I found when I went to Jordan, Morocco, Yemen. In Morocco, I visited a mosque because I wanted to find an ustazah, a teacher, to teach me to recite Quran better. And when I went in, I actually saw a few adults, like 30s, 40s, 50s, learning how to spell kataba, kitab, which is book. Basic, I know this from I was young. Then I realized God is very fair. Why? We can recite, but we don't understand.
Okay.
They understand, but they cannot read.
Read.
And they need to learn. So God is so fair. he will put you in situations where you have to go out there to find him. Yeah.
And that's how was the purpose for you traveling all these countries and you found it there.
Always, like, there is always learning curve because when you're too comfortable, guys, when you're too comfortable in your comfort
You have to
zone,
step up.
you have to step up.
Yeah.
You need to re-engineer the wheel. So yeah, this is it.
Saying that, what is one of the most interesting project till date you have worked on, which is very close to your heart?
Oh, so my latest is we recently produced a Braille book.
Okay.
So I've written 2 books, Turn Your Passion into Profit and 5 Things I Love About Being a Woman. And then a friend of mine visited Uzbekistan 2 years ago.
Okay.
Last year. And she said, Zai, there is a school and the teacher is visually impaired. He's teaching English to a group of youths ages like 12 to 18, something like that.
Okay.
But they're all blind. And did one English motivational book. I said, halas, take my manuscript, do something. And the teacher actually translated it into Braille, made it, and I flew him to Dubai, and we are going to launch the Braille book this March, inshallah. Yeah.
Many congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Both the books you are
Turn Your Passion into Profit, yeah.
Okay.
But eventually it will happen, I guess.
So can you talk about a little bit what message you have cited in your book? Turn passion into profit. Sounds interesting.
Okay, so for anyone in the world, as an entrepreneur the last 22 years, want to turn your passion into profit, you want to turn your hobby into money, first step first, you have to understand what's stopping you. Why do we fear? So we have to work on turning our pain into power first, then we can turn anything into a reality. So that's the core of what the book is about.
Okay, so in your book you have told like how to convert that fear to power and then converting that to profit.
It's a lot of real life example, techniques, tools. And I love what recently one of my readers who bought my book the first time when I released it 8 years ago or 10 years ago, she said, I like how it's so simple and you actually make it so impactful that I want to create something that can make an impact for others. I'm like, wow, the ripple effect. So yeah, I'm going to gift you a book.
Thank you so much.
And maybe some of your audience.
Yeah, can you please send your message to our audience, like, where they can find your book?
Sure, simple. Just look me up on all the social handles. So I'm on Zai Miztiq, Z-A-I, and my Z-T-I-Q on all of my social handles, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or just go to stepupjourney.com, and that's where you'll find all my stuffs and we can connect, definitely.
And it's interesting to know that you are also Gallup certified coach.
Yeah.
So as a certified strength coach, what do you see in these days? People have the most challenge within, but they're very defensive to acknowledge the same.
Wow, big question. So you see, a lot of times, especially of late, people are like, oh, I know my strengths. Oh, I have been coached. Oh, I know this. I've been through this and I've gone through hypnotherapy. When you say you know, then things should be clear. But if we can come to like I was at a summit yesterday, I just dressed simple, dressed down. I went with emptying my cup because I'm there to learn. I got so much out of it. I had 2 speaking engagements. A few people wanted to buy my book. And I met so many CEO wives. I was like, so interesting. And so people need to learn to empty the cup and embrace learning. Do not label like, oh, I have high empathy, so I'm always like that. That's victim.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like...
Stop victimizing.
Stop victimizing, yeah. And then example, like, empathy, for example, because my number 1 Gallup test is I have high empathy. So I've learned that, do you have a raw empathy or a matured empathy? Because when it's raw, the empathy turns to sympathy.
Okay.
So when you want to be sympathetic, you can end up being pathetic.
Yes.
All right.
So sometimes empathy is also bad.
So how do you regulate that? And how do you have a matured empathy so that like now I know, okay, if someone comes to me with a problem, I don't turn it into mine as much as before.
Correct.
I said, okay, do you need a listening ear or would you like a solution?
Okay. And how you are planning to help these guys?
So I have a mentoring program. I
Okay.
have coaching programs in place. We do group coaching, training and stuff. So at the end of the day, there's something called the 3D system.
Okay.
You need to diagnose your strengths and identity. We need to also get past our past. This is the stumbling block. So as a psychotherapy and counseling person,
Can
I
you
help
say that
people
again? Pass our past.
getting past the past.
Okay.
Yes. So when you actually get past your past, you actually then can understand why I think, feel, and behave a certain way and move forward. And having healthy conversations, tough, healthy, tactful, diplomatic conversations is something I wish we all can embrace.
And you deliver that through your coaching sessions.
I recently ran it for senior managers and directors of a hospitality group, and
Okay.
it was so powerful. They realized that, oh my God, to the top level, I'm not doing well, and to the junior level also, like, how do we get better? So I wish we learned this in school, but it's not too late. It's something that a huge awakening need to take place, Madhu.
It's so brilliant to see, and how you are interlinking all your careers, professions, and interlinking and using it
Of course.
in a diversified way, right?
Of
but
course.
sailing through so many professions, do you think sometime very overwhelmed out of all of these?
I cried 3 times last week. Are you kidding me? Actually, I was questioning myself. Why am I so tired and everything? Like, it's also, I don't think I'm doing so many things. It's still under the umbrella of Step Up Journey.
Okay.
So I think at this point is we need to truly monetize as much as we can so that I can also learn to let go and start a team. And then again, to hire is another story, because it's not just monetary. Because if I have to teach someone and keep training and
we have to be sustainable, right?
Yeah.
Sustaining the business.
So, and having been a solopreneur for the longest time, I love my freedom. But now I recently hired someone, so I need to be on top of everything and make sure
And
I also
delegate.
work.
Huh.
And I make sure I also work like maybe triply hard.
Yeah.
So it's something new. So again, to re-engineer, it is going to get uncomfortable.
Yes. And we keep stepping up to the next zone.
It is very uncomfortable. So when you're too comfortable and things are easy, also start questioning. But to re-engineer, taking the first step first, things will get uncomfortable because it's new.
Correct.
It's not difficult. There's nothing that is difficult.
So what do you mean to say that it is always the first step that matters?
You have to take the first step first, and then you have to be strategic. They say if there is a will, there is a way, right?
Yeah.
I say if there is a will, there is a strategic way. I wish someone taught us this
Interesting.
earlier. Yeah, because if you don't have a strategic way, you just try anything and everything, then you
lose your focus.
Burn.
Yeah.
You burn. So, yeah.
And it's good to see that how authentic you are when you're saying that you cried last week 3 times. That is also very important. We re-engineer, but at the same time, we need to be authentic.
Actually, my tears are my superpower, just in case people don't know. Actually, tears are our superpower. Actually,
Yes.
there is a Sufi saying, I think, I can't remember, it said that when you don't cry, it means your heart is hardened. So sometimes when I don't cry, I get worried also.
And we should not pretend. We should be very authentic in our feelings. We are human beings after all.
You know, the Japanese are very cute. When they eat something nice and tasty, they go, oishi, 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 and they start crying. I'm like, oh, I love this people.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is in their culture?
Yeah, it's very strong. Like when they see
Okay.
something beautiful, they cry. And I actually have that. So I always say, maybe I'm born on the wrong side of the world, but it doesn't matter.
And you have embraced it.
The world is our stage. Yeah.
Saying that, because you are so much into step up and re-engineering yourself, so any stereotype that you want to break currently?
That's a fun question. Okay, so basically, I started out Step Up Journey with the woman empowerment works. And then I realized we need to do something for our youth because our boys and our men need to be included.
Correct.
We need quality, more quality men and boys. Okay, so with the youth program, we have family development, started corporate training and stuff. So this year, I am on the mission to cancel the term woman empowerment.
So you want to cancel the term woman empowerment?
The term, because a lot of feminist groups are starting to look for me now.
Okay.
The works have to go on. Why cancel the term woman empowerment? Because we need to talk about women of power. Because that's the reality. And a lot of young boys, when they hear woman empowerment, what do they think? Our woman are powerless. They need support. They need to be empowered. When the woman hear woman empowerment, or the girls decide, yeah, we are weak, we are never good enough, never beautiful enough, we need to be empowered. So my point is, woman empowerment need to be cancelled, the term, and we need to introduce humanity empowerment.
It's beautiful. So we need to step up from woman empowerment to humanity empowerment.
And so I'm a mission of humanizing humanity, and the beauty of this year's International Women's Day theme is inspire inclusion.
Okay.
So if you want to inspire inclusion, it is about inspiring all.
The entire humanity.
Yes, as a whole, and not leave out anyone. But of course, we still need to run women's leadership program,
Correct.
but not as a fighter. So the women's leadership thing, I said, leading with grace and grit. We can choose soft, strong.
Correct.
The women have to choose to be soft, strong, because I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired of holding the fort. I'm tired of trying to be defensive.
We need helping hands now.
Yeah, we need to learn to let go.
Yes. Important thing also, letting go.
Yes.
It's such a strong message. And last message before we sign off, last question to you.
Sure.
What is your re-engineered advice that you want to give to yourself or to our audience when you look back to your life, such a beautiful life and such a roller coaster life that you had? Any re-engineered thoughts for yourself?
So to know that at the end of the day, we are just an empty canvas. You can always restart anything and take the first step first. Even if you fail, you know you tried. But do not live life in a box. You have to step out of the box, move from that victim to victor mindset, stop blaming our parents and our ancestors, and live your true life. Yeah.
Thank you, Zai. Thank you so much for your lovely insights. I think those are very invaluable insights and your experiences and exposure that you have done through how many countries? 37?
Yeah.
37 countries. It's
and
a
counting,
huge,
huh?
and counting, yes, and more power to you, girl.
Thank you.
And to all our listeners who are listening to this episode, please listen to Zai's story, which is a lot of inspiration and determination, and especially how she took up her career after the tragic car accident. And lastly, thank you for tuning in to this episode, and please tune in every Friday, 6 p.m. UA time to listen to another re-engineered story. Till then, please take care of yourself and keep engineering yourself for a good and memorable life. Thank you.